Dato,
Yes, good evening, Mikhail, and good
so
evening,
happy to have
everyone.
you.
And
So
thank you very
happy to
much
have you
for
on air.
having me tonight. Yes,
Yeah, so happy to finally to meet you again. My long time friend, Dato Doctor,
yes,
Dato
yes,
Doctor,
yes, yes.
and
Yeah.
also he's one of my he's one of my mentor as well. He gives me a lot of ideas in terms of this natural products and also biochemistry area. So he's been a very good friend and also a very good mentor to me as well.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mikhail.
and
And
today, yeah,
yeah,
and today we're so happy. Like I've told all our members just now, we are delighted to have you on the board of the Omni Health Advisory Board, in order to
thank you.
give us
I'm honored.
the principal more advice, as an advisor role, give us advisory and also give our members even more confident, because you are also endorsing what we are doing here in Omni.
Yes, and tonight I would like to share something very interesting, and we hope the next 30 minutes I can probably work out something and it probably a chat with Mikhail and one of this very popular topic of discussion and nobody can run away from it. And
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I mean, even now I'm having some stress because of that.
Now it's a very
But it is
important. I think
something
it's a
that
very
you have
very
to
interesting topic
manage it.
that
Yeah,
you.
yeah. It's a very
Yeah.
interesting
There's
topic. So everyone has to manage it properly, and it depends on how you structure yourself and how do you think about managing the level of stress every day. Especially we are in Kuala Lumpur, especially those in Kuala Lumpur. Every day that we have to, I don't know, but some of you, but to me, I'm still rushing to the office every day and gets into the jam, and stress level will go up. You have a meeting and you couldn't make it, or sometimes you have to then dial in from your car, and that's just
exactly.
lit up your hormones, your cortisol, and that's how. So tonight we would like to share a little bit about some of the issues at hand and how can we manage it properly. And I would like to share my experience also with you. And we hope this will bring a lot of benefit to our listeners out there tonight.
Wonderful, wonderful, Dato. So, an interesting topic that you have chosen to share with us today: how to reduce stress level. Because, like you say, each and everyone we have stress. There's no way that we can run away
Oh,
from it.
you
But
cannot run away from stress. That's it. That's
exactly, but
reality.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a matter of how do we deal, or
Manage.
how do we live
Yeah.
with the stress that is
Mm.
already within our body and our mind and our soul.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
before I hand it to you, a bit word of encouragement to all our listeners out there. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask Dato Dr. Nazlee about stress, about how to handle stress, or about today, I believe you'll be going through all the 5W and 1H of stress. Okay, what is stress? Why do we have stress? All these things, and how do we, most importantly, how do we deal with an excessive amount of stress? So I believe he'll go through. But if you have any questions that you would like to ask Dato Dr. Nazlee, please do put in the comment. I'll try to structure it, and then we'll post some questions to Dato after his sharing later. So, Dato, with that, I hand over the floor to you.
Thank you, Mikhail, and thank you for the introduction. Uh, Maybe we can share the first slide. Can you switch it on, Mikhail? Okay, so first and foremost, thank you very much, and I hope I can give you a bit more insight about managing stress, whether your stress level is too high, and how do we cope with that. And so these are the things that we're going to discuss tonight. As you know, you cannot run away from stress, and to some people it gives you a different way of handling it, and some people may be able to handle it nicely. Some people may not be able to handle it nicely. So it all depends on how your mental strength is also important, and also your habits and how do you develop ways of coping with stress. And so tonight. Let's see, we go for the next slide. Okay, so the agenda tonight, We look at reasons why you stress, and stress management overview and how you look at it and what is stress actually, and then effect of stress on your body and health, the physiology of stress, a little bit about science so that you can understand about what it's all about stress and how do you overcome stress. So this is a very important component. And in my experience, of course, I've been positioned for chief executive officers, and that's a very stressful position, and I have to learn about how do I manage my stress so that I can do my work, and that is also valuable to me, and maybe tonight I could share a little bit more about those things. At the same time, I think most of you out there, especially those in Klang Valley, you have your stress level much higher. And some people say that we age more in the Klang Valley than outside Klang Valley because of the stress. And so tonight, with the agenda, we hope that we can walk through this nicely. And if you have any questions, you can push your question to Mikhail, and maybe I could be able to answer those questions. If not, I'll come back to you with some research and homework. Okay, next slide. We talk about reasons why you stress. Maybe it's your demanding boss, morning traffic, relationship problems with a friend or family member. Whatever the cause, it's likely you experience some level of stress on a daily basis. And today, with the pandemic, COVID-19, the stress level even higher. And a lot of things change, and how do you cope with the change? And that's definitely, you have to do a lot of thinking process, and that basically increase your stress level. And some people may have to handle some bills, payments, debt, work because of the pandemics. And so we hope tonight we can share a little bit more about how do you manage it, and we hope you come out with something useful for you to be able to handle your own stress. As you know, I think if you look at the reality, why people listen to music, because they're trying to reduce the stress level. And so music becomes a very important ingredient and aspect of handling stress. But I will also mention about a few other things that people may use, which is not good. And some people may want to eat more just to try to remove the stress, but this is not going to be very healthy. And so tonight we will talk a little bit about those things, and hopefully we can manage it much better in the future. So in terms of managing your stress, because actually it's a very complex situation. It's about your mind, it's about your body, it's about the physiological component, which is your hormones, and it causes quite a bit of symptoms because of the stress. Some people may develop high blood pressure, some people may get diabetics, some people may have even mental issues and require a lot of, I would say, counseling. And so these are the things that people will face this situation. And how are you going to be able to slow down and relax and enjoy life? These are the things that we hope tonight we can share. But most important of all is about managing your stress. Now, is stress is bad? Not really, because you need stress, but you need to be able to manage it. Without stress, actually, you do not have that motivation or push that you wanted to make it better. So because of that, I think everyone has to be able to look at ways of handling this. And I think there's a lot of articles written about stress management, fostering resilience, and the techniques that would be able to do that. And tonight we will share in certain ways how some of the product from OMNI would also be able to help you manage the stress level that you have to go through every day. So what is stress? So stress is actually your body reaction to pressure from certain situation or event. Normally, before work, you're not that stressful, but during work, of course, you'll be stressful. And because of a lot of conditions that affect your mind, your physical state, your mental state, and a lot of emotional reaction. But not all stress, as I mentioned, is bad, because you can make aware of things around you and keep you more focused. And so these are one of the aspects of stress. In some cases, it gives you strength and help you to get more done. And so it's about things. Sometimes I procrastinate, and things build up, and that makes my stress level goes up, because I know I have not been doing things that which I should do, and I have to find a way to handle this. So these are the things that you have to cook every day. But if you do not change your habit or do not do things positively, then you'll not be able to overcome the stress that you experience every day. And signs of stress overload, and some people may have what we call a panic attack, and suddenly you feel like you're being overwhelmed. You don't know what to do. Your heartbeat starts to increase, and basically it's a panic attack, and you worry all the time. You feel that you're under constant pressure, and you can't even smile sometimes. And some people may resort to drinking or doing drugs to deal with the stress. And some people may be overeating, and that's also contribute to unhealthy situation. Some people resort to smoking, and actually smoking, and some people smoke just because they want to get rid of the stress, but that's not a permanent solution to the problem. And some people may get depressed because of a lot of stress, and some people may withdraw from family and friends and become reclusive. And so this is going to be some of the stress overload to some people out there. So these are the things that signs of those people who are having a problem of how to handle their stress. Okay, our bodies react the same to stressors. That's because the response is your body's way of dealing with tough or demanding situations. But it causes hormonal, respiratory, cardiovascular, and nervous system changes. Your heart beat faster, you breathe rapidly, you sweat and tense up. And it can also give you a burst of energy. So this is the way of how your body fight or flight response in the chemical reaction. So what happened actually during stress is that there are hormones that is regulating your stress level, which is actually from the brain or hypothalamus, and it causes some secretion of certain hormones that then reacts into a faster heartbeat. You breathe even rapidly, you sweat, and so on and so forth. So these are the things. But as you know, I mean, this type of stress sometimes is basically helps you to improve. Just that you have to find a way to handle it nicely. So these are the things that very important to us. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I listen to music that helps me to reduce my stress level. Sometimes I was thinking like if I worry too much, it's not going to change anything. And so I'm just like thinking of trying to switch it off. So these are some of the ways of I handle my stress. And then sometimes I say to myself, well, um, just think about it tomorrow, rather than you have a sleepless night. You probably just switch it off and and sleep. What do you think, Mikhail? Is that something? How do you handle your stress? In a way.
For me, it's very simple. I need to sweat. When I'm stressed, I need to sweat. I need to go out and play basketball. I need to go out and run. I need to that's how I handle stress. But I don't know if it is the correct way. But I think it works for me. I will I will
Yeah,
de-stress very very
I think you
quickly.
just have to find, yeah, because when you do that, you just basically forget about what makes you stress, actually. And then
Exactly.
when you sweat, yeah, so you just put your mind to focus on something else.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's important. That's how I also handle my stress. Sometimes I say, look, if I'm worrying about something which I say to myself, I can't change it.
yeah,
It makes me worry, and it doesn't change anything. So I said, just switch it
yeah.
off. Do something else. So that's what I'm doing to myself. So
Then another
sometimes,
way is I will
yeah,
call you up and go grab a cup of coffee lah. Then
yeah,
that will de-stress
talk something
myself.
else.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
find a way to distract yourself away from those worrying parts, and then you deal with it when you are able to deal with it. But I
Exactly.
know a lot of people may not be able to do that, and so this is the issue. Of course, Anita was saying, what, it's a hot temper caused by stress. Yes, hot temper is caused by stress too, because
Mm.
you worry too much, and then when somebody says to you, you say to yourself, say, "Oh my goodness, I'm having this problem," and you're talking to me, so everything flares up. So
Exactly. Now we have a lot of response from our audience today. Yeah, you
mm,
see, though you can see on the screen, exercise or singing to release stress,
yes,
and
it is.
then
Listening to music like I did. So
exactly,
yeah,
yeah,
I watched
and
my
then from
idol
Ming Hui,
singing. So yeah, that's true. That's true. And like,
and then
yeah,
Miss
I like
Key
to
from
do that.
Ipoh, I go for massage. Ah,
Yes, that's also another way of handling your stress, because actually you have to manage it. So this is how, and it's about your mind. Okay, eat chocolate and ice cream was, sometimes it's okay, not
not
all the
all the
time.
time.
Yeah, because then you're gonna
If you
just
do it all the
put
time, of
more
course
weight.
you can de-stress, but then another
Yeah,
problem will occur.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, you have to find a way to distract your mind from the things that cause you a stress condition. So, for example, let's say something in the office makes you stressful, so you just forget about it. But not many people can do that. So, but thank you very much for sharing. I think there are quite a number of people out there who knows how to handle stress, which is congratulations. I think that's quite good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
yeah.
I think
Yes.
I mean, like our audience have said, this is how different people have different way of
Yes.
de-stressing themselves.
Exactly. As long as
But
it's
then
healthy. As long as it's healthy.
yes,
Some
yes,
people
but it
are
but it
taking
comes back
drugs, for
to
example.
oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But it comes
Yes. Yeah.
back to
They're
the
trying to
question of
reduce the stress. They take drugs.
why do we but it comes back to the question of why do we have why what is causing, I mean, in terms of physiologically, what is
Mm.
causing the over stressing, I mean over stress, the amount of stress that is over our limits, what in terms of physiologically, what
Yes.
is it,
Okay.
is it the kind of free radicals or hormones or whatever that is leading to
Okay.
all these kind of
First,
issues?
obviously, is from the brain. Okay. You are being subjected to something that makes you worry, that makes you feel uneasy. That the fear comes to you, and then it manifests itself into a physical symptoms. Like some people, because of the stress, they got headaches. Too much of the thing, and they got headaches. Some people may get upset stomach, elevated blood pressure, because that worry actually trigger hormone imbalance in yourself.
Yeah,
This is what we're going to talk about. What are the control? We call it physiology of stress.
yeah,
And as you can see from the slide, there's a mood issues like hot temper, anger, depression, and lack of energy and concentration problems. So that's on your mind because of the issues at hand that cause you to stressed out. And then, of course, increased blood pressure, heart rate, higher cholesterol, and risk of heart attack because you start eating too much and unhealthy habits of eating. Probably some people, because of stress, they eat at night. It's long. I mean, at night means what? Past midnight. Sometimes they eat just because they want to remove the stress level in their mind. It also causes the immune system to reduce the ability to fight and recover from illness. And so that's also because of the stress and stomach cramps, reflux, nausea, loss of libido, and aches in pain in the joint and muscle, and lower bone density. So these are the effects of stress on the body. So also important that at this juncture with COVID-19, you have to have your body have to be strong. And so, I mean, the situation is not helpful. A lot of people end up having a lot of stress. I was stressful too because my worry is always there's a worry that you're going to get COVID-19. Oh my God, you touch something and say, oh my God, I'm going to get COVID. So that elevate your stress level. And the worst worry is that also you're not going to know whether you're going to get COVID-19 and then a couple of days later. And that's also bring a lot of stress to a lot of people. And so we hope out there, you have to take care of yourself, and so stay safe. And so these are the issues at hand. But these are the effects of the stress to your body. So some people resort to alcohol, drinking too much sometimes, or smoking, or drugs, just to try to relieve their stress. But it's not going to help. It's not going to release your stress. It will just relieve and take it away for a couple of minutes, perhaps. But it will return to the body, and the substance will keep the body in the stress state and cause more problems. 43% of all adults suffer adverse health effect from stress. 75% to 90% of all doctors' office visits are for stress-related ailments and complaints. And stress can play a part in problems like headaches, high blood pressure, heart problems, diabetics. I remember one time I was visiting doctor. I said, I got a pain here. And the doctor says, are you sure? Is it because of stress? It turned out true. It was a stress. And then the anxiety. And so these are the issues at hand that it affects your health. And that's how we have to find a way to handle this. Now, in terms of physiology of stress, actually, there is a hormone that you have in your body that is actually a built-in alarm system. It's a steroid. We call it cortisol. All right. And cortisol is being secreted by the adrenal glands. This adrenal glands is a triangle-shaped organs on top of your kidney. So it makes cortisol. And your brain, and part of your brain is hypothalamus and pituitary glands. So it will secrete a corticotropin releasing hormone from your hypothalamus, and you send a signal to the glands, pituitary glands, and there will be a release of adrenocorticotropic hormone, and that will trigger the production of cortisol from your adrenal glands. So that's how in the hormone level in the body. So the hypothalamus and pituitary glands located in your brain, and then it sends a signal. So it's all about your body is sending a signal when you have stress, and it's kind of a built-in alarm system to ensure that you handle your stress. But it creates a way of controlling your mood, your motivation, or fear. Even sometimes, actually, when people in love, for example, it's also a stressful condition sometimes, isn't it? And it gets you stressful in a certain condition. So that's natural. And cortisol plays an important role in a number of things your body does. Okay, manage your body use of carbohydrate, fats, and protein. That means how you digest your food, keeps inflammation down, regulates your blood pressure or increase your blood sugar, control your sleep and wake cycle, boost energy so that you can handle stress and restore balance of the world. That's the role of cortisol. And if you look at the curve, normally your cortisol level will go up in the morning because you do a lot of work. And so when you're stressful, driving, for example, to work because of the traffic jam, so the cortisol level will go high and supposed to go down midday and evening. So the problem sometimes the stress level is you don't manage it properly, and so as I mentioned in the evening, and I always have to switch off all the worry that I have and do something else. And some of our viewers out there shared how they watch comedy and trying to just distress themselves. So I think that's a good way of handling your stress. As long as it's healthy, I think that's good. But that you can see that the regular curve will go up in the morning and start reducing in the midday and evening. So the only problem is that when you have too much of cortisol because of you can't control your stress, and then it will lead rapid weight gain, skin that bruises easily, muscle weakness, diabetes, and many other health problems. And then if you have too little, some people have too little cortisol, then you feel that being tired. But this is normally because of the glands is not functioning properly. But normally when you have too much stress, then you will have too much of cortisol. So these are the issues at hand. Okay, so too much stress is also dangerous because your cortisol level should come down, but is if not coming down, then you have anxiety, depression, headaches, you have a nerve problem, high blood pressure, weakened immune system, high blood sugar, heart disease, and digestive issue. So you have, when you have too much stress, so it will be manifesting it towards your physical component, which is not right. Okay, so that means your alarm button always stays on, and so this is going to be some issues at hand that you have to be able to handle. If you cannot handle it, then it's a problem. So tonight we're trying to see what can we do. Yep, Yu Chen was saying stress will kill our good cells, which is true. Some people age faster because of too much stress, and so they will have they will develop a lot of unhealthy habits that also kill your good cells. And so I think that's true. And some people age faster, some people age slower. And so if you cannot manage your stress, then you got wrinkles all over, and I think that's a problem. So Mikhail, I think at this component, maybe we can talk a little bit about how to handle this. And
Yeah,
Mikhail
exactly.
was giving us some suggestion. You sweat, do some exercise, which is good. Actually, you know what happened? If
You know
you
what?
sweat
I have
and you
I
got
have an
tired,
idea,
you
Dato.
sleep.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have an idea. Actually, I can also compile all the feedback from all our listeners today. Actually, we can simply have a very good list of things that we can do. Go for massage, eat ice cream, and then
yeah,
watch
chocolate and ice
comedy.
cream.
Chocolate ice cream, do exercise. Some people eat more. Actually, this is already a list of when we are
Yeah,
stressful, we can go
yeah.
down the list. Okay, what can we do? What can we do?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think I
And
think
then
but
you
in
have to
I, thi-
also say that, okay, which one is healthier and which one is not so healthier. And so
exactly. At the
yeah,
end of the day, we have to choose a way which is suitable for your lifestyle,
yes,
right?
yes,
That would
yes,
be that would be an optimum and also a natural
yeah,
way to de-stress, lah. But like you
yeah,
say, we all have stress, and then we must have a bit of stress so that we are more peka,
yeah,
we are more alert. We're more
yeah,
alert about the surroundings because we need to have cortisol. Sometimes people when say, "Oh, cortisol will cause stress," then I don't want that much cortisol level in the body, which is not good because you need some. You need
yes.
a
As you
some to
can see
make your
from the graph that I show,
Mm,
it's normal that
yeah,
your cortisol level will go up and then coming down, right? So this is
exactly.
how you're going to handle. the cortisol, as I put up there, is an alarm system to your body. So it just tell your body to do things. And so the important part on how to overcome your stress is to slow down, keep calm, be positive, take it easy, and sometimes unplug. That's what I'm saying. Unplug. That's what I'm doing. I just switch it off. I said, if I'm worried, I keep worrying, nothing change. If nothing change, then it's not useful. So switch it off. So unplug. And then, of course, some of our viewers enjoy life. Okay, see some. I go hiking, yes, and then what do you call? Listen to music, a little bit relax, go outside, fresh air, meditate. Some people like to do meditation. They call it mindfulness. Mindfulness. I think something like that. So, and then yoga or something like that. So I think that's how you can do it. Yeah, of course. It's true that stress can also make hair white quickly. So I can see a lot of young people at the age of 20, 30 already white hair. Because of a lot of stress. And then because of stress, they don't eat properly, and diet is also an issue. So that's a problem. So staying in the city, of course. Yeah, okay, you're right. Insomnia, back pain without a reason. Yeah, that's right. I had back pains before. I went to the doctor, and so the doctor said, "You must be stressed." And so I said, "Yeah, maybe." So this is because sometimes when you stress, you don't sit properly, and then you're gonna get back pain. You didn't even realize that you didn't sit properly because of the
for a
stress.
prolonged period of time, as even
Yeah.
we're not aware, right?
Yeah. So this is this topic is actually very important to me. I'm 58 this year, and so I said to myself, okay, so I've been managing my stress since I became CEO at the age of I think 39. And so when you're at the top of the organization, a lot of stressful conditions, because you have to make decisions, and you have to call the shots. That's also very stressful. If you don't make the right call, then organization suffers. And so sometimes people say CEO is very lonely on top. Yeah, it's very lonely because uh, you have to make decisions. So you have people surrounding you, but those people also have a bit of kind of distancing themselves from you, and so you are alone actually. So, and that's very stressful, very stressful. But if you manage it properly, I think you'll be successful. If you cannot manage your stress properly, then you will not be able to be successful person. So managing stress is part of and parcel of being successful. And I think for people who are joining the OMNI group, they have to handle their stress properly. They have to be positive all the time. I'm a
Here we
positive
all
minded.
happy lah.
So
So here
yeah, I
here
mean,
at
I'm
Omni we
positive
are all
minded.
happy.
Every time you see, sometimes I say this to my staff. I say, look, we are being hired to solve problems.
Yeah, exactly.
And so problems, yes, it will create stress, but that's the job. The job is to solve the problem. But you feel happy if you can get it solved. Then you feel a different kind of level of hormone in your body. You feel happy, and so and tonight, because I think out there is also you have your own belief, so when you believe in God, you always pray that God will keep you cheerful, and you always say to yourself, okay, this is a challenge for me, and I'm taking it. As long as you pray and you work, and you have this confidence that God will answer your prayer, and that's it. Sometimes you have a setback doesn't mean that it's bad for you. I got setbacks in my life, but it turned out to be that those setbacks later becomes the reason why you are successful.
Yes.
And so when you
Once
when you
we
get
once
the
we find once we found ways to overcome that challenge, it no
exactly,
longer becomes a challenge
yeah,
anymore in the future.
I
But
was
if
a
we run
lecturer.
away, Yeah, but we
I
will
was a
run away
lecturer
from
at
the
the university.
problem.
I started my career as a lecturer at the university, and then I decided to quit university because of, not because of stress, but because of the situation there that makes me unhappy, and I thought I should change. So I took a challenge to get into the multinationals, and that turned out to be a good way. It was a setback. Also the reason because I applied for being an associate professor, and my application was turned down by the university.
So in a blessing in
I was so
disguise, lah.
unhappy.
It
I was
was,
so unhappy.
yeah,
You
it
know why?
was.
Because at that time I've got my PhD, and I knew somebody failed PhD but got professorship. I said, "What the hell are these things?" Okay,
So
then
looking
you
back,
become
it was actually it was a blessing in disguise, lah. Looking
yeah,
back,
exactly.
right? So,
So
yeah, handling
of course
that stress.
you
So
feel the stress, because you put a lot of effort, and at that time didn't turn out to be good for you, and you stress. And I said to myself, look, there are two things that will happen. Either I think positively and I said I'm going to change, I'm going to move on and to do something else, or I feel, let's say, demotivated and decided not to do anything. So I said to myself, no, I'm not the kind of person. So I took the challenge and move on. So that stress of condition, if you're positive minded, say be positive. So then you can overcome your stress, and you do things that makes you a bit more successful. I think that's very important. So this is one of the things that I would like to share tonight. So as long as
yeah,
you do this,
I think I
you
think I think
need
we have
to,
gone through.
yeah,
So I think we've gone through the what is stress and why do we get
yeah,
stressed and how, and you in terms of the psychologically, I think you have talked to us about your experience in handling stress psychologically. But I
yeah,
think today a lot of our audience, their concern is actually physiologically or
yeah,
physically. What
yeah.
kind of things that
I'm
we
coming
can
to that.
eat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
how do we handle stress in terms
yeah,
of physiologically?
yeah.
Yeah,
So if you look at my slides, there's few things that the stress management skills that you have to develop. Of course, you have to have good sleep habit, uh, management on time, meditation. Most importantly, healthy diet, and also habits that you develop, and how do you control those things. And also, of course, when we learn about cortisol, it's about hormone, right? And so Omni has a very interesting product, and I think Mikhail has been showing the videos about this Eva cream. And there are supplements for anxiety and stress, of course, but we're not going to talk about it tonight. So these are the things that probably will help you to cope up with your stress. But I think most importantly, I think for the Eva cream, which I'm using, was introduced to me by Mikhail, and I feel a lot of different things because one of the key component about Eva cream is be able to do the hormone regulation. If you look at it, it activates the human body healing ability. So I think that's very important. The imbalanced hormones and the balanced hormones. This I've shown about this cortisol and the importance of controlling the level of cortisol in the body. Uh, I don't have to show this again because I think the video was showing a very nice description about Eva cream. But most importantly, I think our human body is actually complex. When I was learning about biochemistry of physiology of cellular physiology, there are thousands of reactions in our body, and so to come up with something that impacting our body and our health and our mental state, we would be very fortunate to find that kind of things that can help us to cope up with those things. And normally it will be like say a lot of science there, but it's also some prediction on how it behaves. And I think the active ingredient, the Diascorea villosa extract, which is a yam, right, Mikhail? Is this a yam? And
Yes,
then
it's a type of very precious Mexican wild yam
yeah,
extract.
and then it's being fermented. And so one of the
Yes,
issue
yes.
I've been learning fermentation. So when I was reading about it, I said, wow, this is very interesting. So uh, fermented at very special at low temperature, and you
Yes,
get good
like I
extract.
was discussing with you, since the we are able to utilize this technology of 45-day low temperature fermentation, in which
Mm, mm.
we
But
you
yes, the important part also by putting the cream on your skin with
yeah,
the micro encapsulation technology or absorption technology, be able
yep,
to being absorbed by your skin and into your system. I think that's also a very important component and research done by OMNI, I would say. But as always, this kind of product will take time to be effective.
yep.
To me, if the product is very effective very quickly, then don't use it, because it normally will have some steroids or
Steroids
some
or something, right?
material that
Exactly.
later will cause a lot of problem. And so this kind of product, as you mentioned, as this slide shows, that it will take some months to then you can feel the difference. And I think this could be something that you can use to apply to your body, and I hope this will help reducing your stress level, because I think I've been using it. I put it at the back of my neck. Normally every morning, sometime when I wake up, I feel some strain in my neck. But nowadays with the Eva cream, I think there's quite a bit of changes that I feel. And I think because I normally wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and when I when I start my morning ritual uh, with the Eva cream, I feel a bit more energy in the morning. So
Hmm.
that's quite good. But obviously, I think to manage your stress, you have to be very well disciplined. You have to have enough sleep. You have to have good healthy diet, and never procrastinate. That will cause a lot of anxiety and stress if you
Yeah.
procrastinate, and can cause also hot temper because things are not moving in the right direction. Uh,
Yes.
but I think the issue on to cope up with the stress is not only about your mind, but it's also about
The
your hormone
physical, the
level.
yes,
Yeah, and
exactly.
so I think by using the Eva cream, that can help and contribute to managing the level of hormone, and we hope this is what our in our term ikhtiar lah, something
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
do, and because as I mentioned, in our body is thousands of reactions, and
Yep.
every person is different. Even in fact, vaccination issue, right? Some people after second dose of vaccination, they go cuckoo. They have a fever. They cannot sleep. Some people feel don't nothing happened to the body. So because our body is different, each one of us is different. So some may be getting the benefit faster. Some may get the benefit a little bit later because of your body state and the condition. But if you're persistently using the product, as I think what we mentioned, the product doesn't have any bad stuff inside there. And I'm quite sure that eventually you will feel the benefits. And so, my experience, because I'm a chemical engineer, but when I was about to graduate, I was fascinated by biotech, and I
Hmm.
decided to do my master's in biotechnology. So I learned a lot about biochemistry, cellular, and my PhD was growing mammalian cells in culture. So I was deciding
Ah,
when I
okay.
decided my PhD, I said I want to do the toughest subject. But I did growing some mammalian cells in culture, and actually that contribute to my understanding about the vaccines and how
Yeah.
we produce the vaccines. Currently, I'm working with a company that works with CanSino vaccines using adenovirus, and these are all about how do you produce it, and how do you understand the metabolism, the cellular function. And so when Mikhail asked me about, I contribute something about stress, I said, of course, it's a subject matter that I would love to share, because all this while, I've been managing my stress. You just imagine, I completed my CEO position at Bioeconomy in 2016. Now, who's gonna hire me after 2016, because I'm at the top? And so getting another job is not an easy task. And
Yeah.
so even though my CV, as Mikhail was mentioning, was 10 pages, but not many positions available for me.
But I think you found the perfect role at the
Yeah, I
moment.
think
I
the
think
field, and
not
as
only
long as
not
I
only
can
as the
contribute, yeah, with
not
the
only as the
experience.
deputy MD
Yeah,
of the
I'm now the
group
deputy
as
managing
well.
director of Solution Group.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
think I think it is good that with your experience and your expertise, and you can contribute to the production of vaccines in Malaysia as well. That will be really beneficial to our to Malaysians as a
yeah,
whole. That will
yeah, and
be
yeah, of
that's
course,
great.
my subject is about bio and bioeconomy, and also science to business. And so when Mikhail approached me about Omni, I said, "Wow, this is very interesting," because I always believe in certain things, like how we improve your health, and using some natural plant-based substance. And I got some other projects that trying to work out on what we call the bioactive compounds from
Yeah.
plant-based, that would help. And this is not new. It's been there for ages. Before we found aspirin or Panadol, we have been relying on a lot of plant-based material to help us to go through all kind of diseases, illness, and so on and so forth. Only then, in the what?
In the
Only in
last
the
like 20,
years,
30 years.
yeah, yeah. Then we found
Yeah, we come we
compound.
come back a circle.
Yeah,
We come back a
but
circle
okay, okay.
into using natural remedy
So remedy.
like Eva cream to solve
Yeah.
our stress issues.
Yeah, this I think this trend will follow through a lot more, because people realizing that if you rely too much on the chemical base, it doesn't
Exactly.
help that much. It causes
Now,
a lot
Dato,
more
before
issues
I
and side effects.
yeah before
Yeah.
before I let you go, there's another question from Maya, yeah, our good friend from Indonesia. Maya Firdaus asking, is it true that stress can also lead to cancer?
Yes, it can lead to cancer, because one, when you have a very high stress level, and then your diet starting to not in the right way, you are not eating
Mm,
the
yeah.
necessary good ingredients, and there is going to be a change in your physiological and the body chemistry, and the genetics also may have some mutation. The whole thing about
Oh,
cancer
okay.
is actually the mutation of your cells inside the body, because of your stress level, and it can trigger quite a bit of things, and also contribute from exposure to chemicals, exposure to unhealthy lifestyle, and of course, stress is also one of the conditions that can lead to cancer. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, all right, thanks, Doc. Before I let you go, um any final comments from you, because of your experience in the biotech industry, and also your experience in using Eva cream for the last several weeks, right? Any
Yes.
final comments
Yeah.
to our audience out there who has never tried Eva before? Probably
Mm,
this is the first time
mm.
they heard about Eva,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
they are attracted to this topic of handling stress. Any final comments you would like to
Yeah,
give
I
them?
think you can try first, because I think when I tried the product, I put it behind my neck a little bit, and then I feel a lot of different, because as you know, I'm growing older, and so I'm trying to do as much as possible to slow the aging process. And so I mean, sometimes we feel, oh, it's too expensive, we don't want to spend the money, but I think you have to put aside some money for your own health. I think that's
Exactly.
very important. And so
Exactly.
this product, I think something that you should invest and try out. But as I mentioned, our body is different. So some may get the benefits much faster. Some that will get the benefit later because of your body condition. And so, but in general, I would say it should be able to help. And the company has put a lot of money in research and development, and I think the product has been around for quite some time. For those people who have not tried, you can try these products, and the science is good. When I was reading about it, and it makes a lot of sense. There are some products that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and so I have to sometimes just say it out loud. I said, I don't think it's going to work. And so yeah, because I think you have to look at what's the science behind it.
Exactly.
That's very
Now,
important.
proven science with this product, and also most importantly, proven history. We have a
Yes,
proven track record
yeah,
for the
yeah,
last 17 years in Malaysia. So we are not the guinea pigs. I'm sorry to say, we're not the guinea pigs. We're not the first, and we won't be the last to use Eva cream. So I
yeah.
think
So
this is
yeah,
I can definitely syokan Eva cream
yeah.
to anyone that I
My
know.
last word would
Right?
be that invest in something for your health. I think that's a worth
Exactly.
investment. And
But
for
it's
information
either
for you out there,
we invest in our own health, or we invest in the your doctor's pocket, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Even worse, if doctor bills are even higher. Seriously, I
Exactly.
mean, you look at it. Sometimes, the question will be, where is a place where a lot of people, hospital,
A lot of people. Yeah lah.
hospital.
Yeah
You
lah.
go to
Yeah lah.
HUKM. I
Yes.
used to work for Bibron Medical, and at one
Mm-hmm.
time I was handling the dialysis section. I couldn't stand. There are a lot
Mm.
of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So I think investing in your health is very important, and that's what I'm doing. I put a lot of put some money to buy some supplements. In fact, Tun Mahathir, our ex prime minister, has shown the way. He's 90 over years and still active, and he can still walk without any help from you know. So, and we
He
know
would
that,
be our benchmark. He will be our
yeah,
benchmark.
actually, it's our benchmark. Yes, exactly. So, and he managed his stress very well. I mean, the most
Yeah.
stressful person I would say is the prime minister.
In Yes,
But yeah,
yes,
I think he
yes.
managed it well. So anyway,
Now, Dato,
like
anyway,
9:30.
Dato, I wish that we could have more time, but we
Yeah,
run out of
yeah.
time for today. But
Thank you
I
for
mean,
having me tonight.
thank you for sharing your precious experience with us tonight, and then we hope to see you again back again to share another topic with us very soon.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I would love to do that. So since part of the agenda I have is to share my experience. I think with a lot of young people out there, and some entrepreneurs out there. And also, when I was at Bioeconomy Corporation, my role was to help entrepreneurs to work on, how to build up the business. And so these are also something that we should work. I think it's a very good, healthy business to go. Yeah. So yes, correct.
Thank you, Dato.
Yep.
Thank you once again.
Thank you
See you
again for
again.
having me
See you again
tonight.
soon.
So good night,
Thanks.
everybody,
Good night,
and
and thank you.
have
Thank
a
you.
good sleep. And as I said,
De-stress.
put all your worries out. Don't think about it. Take a good nap. Tomorrow is another day. That's it.
Ribuan terima kasih kepada Dato Dr. Nazlee
Thank
untuk
you.
for sharing with us. Thank you. See you again soon.